We're seeing more and more evidence of how the FAA, the agency that's supposed to regulate Boeing, is in fact working for Boeing. It's staffed actually by Boeing, and it's outsourced its regulatory duties to Boeing. In the clip you played at the top of the show, you have the acting administrator saying, I don't understand. He calls them safety companies, the airlines. He calls them the airplane manufacturers safety companies. I don't understand how they might cut back on safety. It's a pretty big problem when the guy who's in charge of regulating safety can't understand how the manufacturer might cut back on safety. And of course, he comes from the industry. The person who runs the safety division at the FAA did a stint for the Lobby Association for the aerospace companies. The new guy coming in to replace the acting administrator comes from the airlines. Delta. So you have this total revolving door problem and a total capture of the agency, maybe as bad as anywhere in government.
So talk about who Stephen Dixon is. Steve Dixon, the former Delta executive who Trump has picked to head the FAA.
Yeah, well, it's exactly part of the same story. So you have different parts of the industry running the FAA. So the results are predictable. They're not going to do their job. And in fact, it's not even clear they understand their job to really do safety and regulate the companies that they're overseeing. They seem to think that their job is to work in collaboration with the companies to do the best they can and actually to promote the industry.
So was Boeing responsible for the deaths of 346 people? How? And what exactly didn't the U.S. regulatory agencies do to prevent this from happening? What was their role?
Right. We're still going to have to learn more, but what seems to be unfolding is that they redesigned the 737. The design required some new kind of software, autopilot software. The autopilot software made errors. The pilots, the human pilots, weren't able to overcome, in many cases, the errors inflicted by the computer software, and the planes crashed. Senator Blumenthal said yesterday at the hearing, he's read reports from many pilots in the United States who had exactly the same problem, but were able to overcome, unlike the pilots in Ethiopia and in Indonesia. So we were pretty lucky, maybe, that it's only been 2 flights.